You're all kitty catted up.
I have my kitty cat glasses on because I feel pretty sparky today.
Excellent. Well, we're still not live on Facebook as I can see.
Yeah, well, we might be because there's always that little delay. So
well, this is true, but you
people
usually
can listen to us go chitter chatter.
There we go.
There we
Preparing
are.
to live stream.
Good morning, everyone. Hello, everybody in Facebook land or YouTube land, wherever you land.
Land you died in.
Yeah, wherever your land is, good morning or good evening whenever you happen to watch this. It could be that.
Could be morning, evening, afternoon, some point in time in the 24-hour time span.
Yeah, time is relative anyway. So when you're listening to it, it's the perfect time. How's that?
This is exactly. It's always the perfect time. That's called divine order.
Divine order. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, good morning again. And here we are live Feng Shui with Anita and Cheryl as we learn to use the F word on our Feng Shui Friday. And of course, I'm Anita and
that makes me Cheryl.
Or over there, or she's somewhere.
Wherever. She's busy shuffling to find out what our topic
is. She is in the quantum field. How about that?
There you go. Definitely in the quantum field.
Yeah.
So tell them about what we do, how we pick a topic, do you have your cards handy? Oh, look at that.
What the heck do we do here? Yeah. So every Friday we let the divine choose a card for us from the Personal Paradise card deck from Tara Catherine Collins, our mentor, teacher, friend. And then we yak about it, and hopefully we share some insight.
This one's going to be interesting because two flew out at the same time.
Oh, that happened.
And I love the combination.
Okay, well, just give me a moment here. I gotta go to my other screen.
Okay.
I think. Hello, good morning.
Well, while you're going to your other screen, I just want to say this beauty arrived in the mail yesterday.
Oh, yes. Show us. Whoa.
From our friend Alicia Markowitz. Isn't that pretty?
It is.
Made the mistake of asking me what my favorite colors are. Like it, you gotta say it pretty much coordinates with everything in my house because I like all the colors. It's
a rainbow, just like you.
That's what she said. You're the rainbow lady.
It's beautiful. Okay, so yeah, I have one and you have one. So how cool is that?
Yeah, and yours is completely different. I have 7 other ones here, but that's because they're for other people. I did open them though to look at them. Are we where we need to be? Are you ready for the numbers?
I think so.
Okay, very cool. So at the same time, they flew out, and they are number 19 and 32, children's bedrooms and ceilings.
Ooh.
I think that's such an excellent combination. Because how often do we see, this is the images from the front of the cards, how often do we see the ceilings done in children's bedrooms?
Oh, exactly.
Right? So card number 32 is children's bedrooms. Card number 19 is ceilings.
32 and 19
equals a 5 and a 20, and a 25 equals 7.
Okay, so yeah, that's interesting. Well, let's talk about children's bedrooms, and I have a story.
Perfect. Stories are, of course.
I have a couple of stories, but I'll try and just one.
Narrow it down.
One, yeah, narrow it down to one. So my niece was having trouble with her 2-year-old, which would be my great nephew.
Mhm.
And he had in 2 years never slept through the night.
Oh my.
And I didn't realize this. And, I had been to her house visiting her, and we were just having a conversation. She mentioned this, and I said, well, let's go have a look in his bedroom. And so in his bedroom, he had, one of those metal bunk bed, kind of things, and, the ladder or whatever. And it was right up against the wall that had the window.
See that a lot.
And then there were a lot of toys in the bedroom as well. And I said to her, so what happens? As adults, we don't think of this, but you have to get down to the level of the child. And this will be really good for you grandparents out there to help, your grandchildren as well. So, just imagine that you're this tiny little person, and now you're way up here. Okay, so now your sense of balance, and how you kind of get that feeling in your stomach when you're kind of on a ladder, right? So that child is having that same sense or feeling when they're up here
On the top bunk.
And then you put that bed beside a window. Not only do you get like the coolness or the dampness from the window, but also we all have that innate sense of protecting ourselves and wondering, who's going to come through the window at night? And again, little children, they're very creative, and their minds are active, and we tell them stories, and they watch things on TV that we don't even know what's being impressed upon their little minds.
Right.
And so this little boy could not get to sleep at night, right? Or he'd wake up in the night and come crawling into bed with mom and dad, because I'm losing my signal.
You're still fine for me anyway.
Okay, good. And so, hopefully, so, he wasn't feeling calm and relaxed and protected
secure
and safe, right? So all I said to my niece was, I said, you know what, let's take the mattress off the bed and let's stick it underneath this little, it was kind of like a little play area, that thing. And I said, let's make him a little nest. So he has the safety of the wall. So there's nothing, when you're up against the wall, and just see how that works for him. And we removed some of the toys from the room. Well, she phoned me the next morning and said, oh my God, Auntie Anita, you're a miracle worker. He slept through the night. Right? And then the other thing about children's bedrooms is that, I had this experience with my own kids, 25 years ago. You decorate their rooms in whatever is available for you to purchase at the Winners or the Walmart or the Jysk or whatever store. And most of the time, you're going to find that children's, it's action figures. It's red and yellow and bright colors. Well, hello, those are active colors. They're busy. And then you want your kids to go to sleep at night? It's not going to happen.
It would be like asking them to lay down in Toys R Us and go to sleep.
Yeah. And again, so, there's so many things that we can, subtle changes that you can make in a child's bedroom that's going to calm their little nervous system, let them get into that deep sleep where they grow and, repair and do all of that wonderful things. So
I want to share a story on that too when it comes to children's bedrooms. And this was about a 12-year-old. Okay. And the 12-year-old's innate was bleeding her, which was amazing to hear. So her mom had her bed situated against a wall, which was great. Very cool. And across from her bed, very similar to this image, was, except instead of two mirrored doors, was a big dresser with a big mirror. Now, the little girl innately beside where she slept on the bed, pulled her dollhouse over and blocked the reflection when she was laying in bed, blocked the reflection of the mirror with the dollhouse. And the mom would go, well, move the dollhouse away, dear. And she'd go, no. So it was interesting because the daughter knew or realized that she was getting reflective energy off of that mirror all night long, and she couldn't settle down to sleep. And the dollhouse blocked it. And it created, like you said, this little nest where her head was. So she felt safe.
Yeah. Well, and Cheryl, we've often said before that children and animals are very, very sensitive to energy. They're tapped in a little bit more. And so again, we look at the results that are happening, and then, if they're not sleeping or they're hyper or, those kind of things, we need to look at their environment and say, what is happening in here that is not energetically supporting them. And no different than we talk about being in the power position in our office.
Exactly.
The children also need to be in the power position of their bed. And, again, think about, this little person, you put this little person in a queen size bed, how are they going to feel? Right. So maybe put the little person, in a bed that suits them. Just, again, just put your Feng Shui eyes on.
And as they grow,
try to imagine the space through that child's eyes and through their energetic response. And just see how it would make you feel. And then you'll know what to change up, what to incorporate.
It was really cute because I was watching the other day, one of the home renovation shows, and part of the house renovation was this little boy's room. And he was so cute. Comes out because he's on TV, right? So he's got the little bow tie on, and the room was beautiful. And that's where I want to go with ceilings when I finish the story. But so he comes in the room and he steps down some steps, and it's a huge room, but it's in a the peak of the house. Big room, really cute setup. He doesn't go to where the toys are. He doesn't go to where the bookshelves are. He doesn't go to the bed. He saw a little tent in the corner, and he instantly came in, looked around, and ran into the tent. Because he was completely safe and in his little space. And it was instant when he walked into that room. Glance around, bam, straight for the tent. I can just about bet that's where he sleeps most nights, because it was a big bed for a very little boy. But the other thing, and that takes us, it's a great segue into the ceilings. The other thing that the designer had done is the strip across the top. They painted it like a dark navy bluey and put the stars twinkling and stuff above it for the night sky.
Oh, excuse me.
Absolutely. Which was very cool. Often we'll see parents over a crib bring down something for the baby's eyes, right? To reach out and touch and sound and noise and yada, 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 yadas. So I think we need to talk about that a little bit there, Miss Anita. I see you typing.
1 second.
You betcha. We got someone online with us.
Yeah, we have Paula and we have Kate. Lovely. K8 is with us in the
Kate
house.
the harness. Yay.
You'll hear more about her in the coming weeks.
Yes, you will.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's a great story that you had about that little boy, because when he walked into that space, it's so big. Just think about, again, it's kind of like Jack and the Beanstalk or something, all of a sudden something is so large compared to your own right, sense that he was like feeling, oh my gosh, I gotta, and so he went right to the tent because it's more in the,
Yes, size.
it's in his size,
Mhm.
right? In his size. And so that feeling of overwhelm,
Yes.
and that can happen from the ceiling. And when you put things, again, depending what you put over the baby's crib, and is it to keep them active, right? Is it activity? Is it busyness? Or is it something that's calming and soothing?
Mhm.
And to put a child in a room that has 12-foot ceilings, or 12-foot walls and a high ceiling, again, that expansive space is too much, and you need to somehow bring the energy down or lower and make them feel more grounded. And so that ceiling thing, yeah, putting stars on there, again, they could be fluorescent ones. Well, you want the child to go to sleep at night, and then they're looking up, looking at all these, expansive space. I don't know that is going to make them feel safe and comfortable.
What dreamland.
It might, but again, we always say, look at the
What are the
results.
results?
What are the results that are currently showing up? And if they're not the results that you want, then let's look at the space energetically and see what's going on. And it could be mirrors, it could be color palette, it could be high ceilings, it could be the bed underneath a window. It could be a whole combination of those things. And again, going back to the child's bedroom, you don't want their TV in the bedroom.
No.
You don't want
All their toys.
50,000 stuffed animals in the bedroom, because all of those are like having the Toy Story, that movie, the Toy Story, all of those things start to come to life as soon as you close the light out. It's like those toys are talking to that little person. Hello, come over here, let's play. Mom and dad have gone to bed. Come on, let's play, let's play. And it's just, it's too much. It's too much. Let's help calm those little people down.
Well, and when you calm them down, it calms their autonomic nervous system down. So those parents that have children with ADHD or other disorders that they're being targeted with or labeled, whatever the case may be, it could just be that their adrenal gland, their autonomic nervous system, isn't getting the rest it needs. It can be that simple.
That simple. It is 100%. Because again, think about the child, from the baby until they're, whatever, 18 years old. I mean, their body on their own, we don't have to tell their little bodies as parents, okay, you need to grow some new cells today. You need to grow, so you could get bigger and stronger. We don't tell their bodies that. Their autonomic nervous system does that, right? Automatically. And so whatever we can do to help support that will support their healthy growth and behavior and mental awareness and all of those things.
So yeah, the active imagery, the active pictures, the active toys, the activity goes in a space where you want activity, not where you want to calm down and go to sleep.
That's right.
Very cool. Okay, now we need to talk about the numbers. So do you want to do the cards separately with the numbers, the 19 sure. And the 32?
You can add them all up or do whatever you want. So, 3 and 2 equals 5.
And 10.
And then a 1 and a 9 is a 10 is a 1, right? So, here's really and truly, it simply comes down to this. If you want to change how your little people are showing up, right, then you just go back to the number 1, that new beginnings, and just take some of this Feng Shui tips and incorporate it, and you're going to have a new beginning. That's how I see these card numbers showing up for this particular topic.
Love it. And I loved how the topic transformed. The other thing I want to touch on then, seeing as how the number was so easy to talk about, is children when they're older. So their furniture needs to grow with them. And
Mhm.
having a single bed for a 12-year-old might be a little small. Or a tiny little, the closet where it's been hung, the racks, the rails and stuff, the closet
Right.
has been designed for a person that's, 2 feet tall. And now you have someone that's 4 to 5 feet tall and they're, right? So the room needs to grow with the child.
Yes. Great.
Furnishings need to grow with the child.
Great point. Mhm.
And guide them in this. When you've got a teenager and they want everything black, don't go there. Don't go there. It's taking them into a hole.
Yep.
And you kind of want to avoid that, right?
Yeah, and that's a really good point too, Cheryl, because I've had this happen where parents have said to their teenager,
Pick the
well,
color you
we're
want.
moving to this new house, you can pick out the paint color for your room. And I actually had a friend whose daughter painted her room, like we're talking pumpkin orange, every wall in the room, because that was her favorite color. Hello, no. And you know what, I had said to the mom, I said, okay, well, that's a really active color. She is going to be really unsettled in that room. She might even experience some illness because it's overwhelming and it's almost, anyways. But she said, well, I already told her and this and that. It's like, okay, well, whose frickin' house is it anyways? That's what I say. Whose house is it? It's your house. And so, guide them gently, but don't let those teenagers take over and say, oh, but it's whatever. No, because it's really not, it's not healthy. It's not good.
We've seen when they've chosen the dark colors and their grades slide.
Yep.
They start dressing all in black and the hoodies up, and I'm not disregarding it. What I'm trying to do is bring to light that it's all a reflection of their environment and how they're feeling, and they're hiding, and they have no friends, and their room is dark and black, and now you have a child that's in depression.
Yeah.
And it's all stemmed on the environment.
Yeah, 100%. I've seen it. I've seen that reflected over and over again. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Same goes for color and environment everywhere in your space. And that's why we have Feng Shui Fridays with Anita and Cheryl, learning about the F words. So,
okay. So if you have any little people, teenagers in your life, whether they're yours or somebody else's,
share this episode with them.
Give them a leg up and help them see through their Feng Shui eyes. And of course, you know what? Cheryl and I are always here. We certainly do home consultations, and we can certainly do a consultation for one room, right? So if you have a child's bedroom, one room, and that child is acting out, whether it's a young or a teenager or whatever, and you need some help, hey, we're here. Reach out. We can help you with that.
Absolutely. And this will always be on our YouTube channel, Feng Shui with Anita and Cheryl. On that YouTube channel, subscribe, of course, and get notifications or whatever works for you. We also have a playlist called The Flock, FLAWC, where we interview some very amazing people that have impacted our lives. And one of them happens to be on today's episode, K8, the hardest. We're so excited for that interview coming up. So,
yes.
Follow us. And by all means, if you do have somebody with a child or a niece or a nephew and they're share this episode with them. A little bit of awareness can go a long way and impact an awful lot of lives.
Well, imagine my niece not having her son sleep for 2 years, and then simple, subtle changes one night, and he, right? Yeah. Hello, what does that do to a mother? What does that do to a mother for 2 years?
Well, the whole family. The whole family. The ripple effect is amazing. Yep. So thank you very much for joining Anita and Cheryl on Feng Shui Friday, learning to use the F word. Family. F is for family.
Yeah, well, we use a lot of F words. Fabulous Friday, Feng Shui. Okay, bye.
Bye,
See you next
everybody.
time. Thanks for tuning in. Boo, 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 boo.
This is weird now because I don't know how to stop it on Facebook.
Oh, we're still going live. Okay,
We
well,
are.
I could sing or dance or something.
Sure.
Probably not a good idea.